Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I've had a little bit of break from editing for the last few weeks, but now I plan to start the channel up again for the year and start off with a few tech episodes. Just to remind you, the tech episodes that I do are pretty much raw format. They're not very much edited, so I can get them out there a bit quicker. There will be a few different tech episodes over the next few weeks, I think, before we get the sailing season started. But if you're not into these technical episodes and you want a bit more sailing and that kind of stuff, then just wait until later in the season, I think, and we can get going with that stuff. Anyway, this episode is going to be about just a little bit of winterization that we did last year, getting the sails down, doing a few things around the boat to try and help keep her dry, that kind of stuff. And yeah, you'll see a few mistakes we did also, so hopefully you learn something by it as well. Maybe you have some tips also, so enjoy. Cheers.
Hello.
Hello.
What are we doing?
Today we are winterizing the boat a little bit, so we're going to take the sails down. We've got the mainsail up now. We've got to take the batons out of the sail and yeah, get the sails down, give them a bit of a scrub off as well. So we've got we've got a tarpaulin to put on the car park, so we're going to lay the sails down in that tarpaulin, give them a good scrub off, and then try and dry them. But we may have to take them home to dry them because it's only like 2 or 3 degrees. It's October 5th, so the temperature's just dropped off now. Summer's gone well and truly, so we was thinking about a last weekend out, but I think we decided that you know, you're just going to end up freezing all the way out there, freezing back, and
I already have a cold.
Yeah, Tanja has a cold as well, so yeah, we'll just get it done while it's not snowing, while it's not too cold, and get the boat winterized. So that's the plan for today. So we're doing the main first. Tanja's taking a Danish flag down also, and the Hansa flag. Look at that, the sun's come out now. It looks like a beautiful day.
Yeah?
Getting the sail down with the batons in was probably not the greatest idea. Better idea to undo the batons first, get the batons out, and then get the sail down. We just got to inspect these in a minute to see what we broke when we picked the boat up. We heard a snap when we were in Christiansø down in south. We'll see whether they need replacing or not. Actually, we contacted Elfstrom Sales.
Well, that was the Swedish department, and everybody says that they are, pardon my French, really, really rubbish.
Yeah. And we asked for a quote for a new baton, and they just didn't get back to us. So, I don't know, we're going through other channels at the moment. We got a little bit of a baton stuck up there in the third baton cross, so that's going to be a nightmare to get out. We've got to manipulate it all the way down the sail. Yeah.
I just found out that you shouldn't pull these, try and pull the string out of these. You should just pull it down with the string.
Yeah.
And then...
We are learning a bit today. It's the first time we've pulled batons out of a sail. Here it comes. I'll just put this camera down now and help Tanja. Last baton coming out now. I got this shackle to undo in here, and if I drop the end of this, it's not going to be good times for me because it's going to go down to the bottom of the mast. So actually, this is pretty smart of them. To stop you from dropping this, it's threaded both sides on the it's threaded this side and on this side as well, so it stops you from actually dropping any bits into the bottom of the mast, into the bottomless pit. We should just get the jib off now, and then we can take both up at the same time and lay them all out, and then just give them a wash and then throw them in the car. If we made a cover that goes over the windows here, then it's going to make the spray hood plastic stay clear for very much longer time. So if we maybe had a clip here that just a cover that goes over the whole thing, almost like another spray hood, but it doesn't have to be pretty, and it just clips at the bottom here, so it just makes the spray hood last like...
Oh, to put on when we're not out?
Yeah.
Ah, now I understand what you mean. Yeah, so it doesn't end up yellow like that up there.
Exactly, you can see what happens to spray hoods after a while. They just end up yellow and horrible. You can't see through them anymore. So over the winter, maybe we could just make something that goes over the top. And I'm going to call it a bikini, which I heard somewhere else before. But yeah, just releasing the halyard or the sail from the forestay now. And that one, yeah, it's
Do you want me to leave it on the boat or on the sail?
yeah, take it off and leave it on the forestay. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. So we've got all the batons out of this sail now. Although we should have come up with a better plan to get the sails off. Now we're in a bit of a bunched mess, but we're just going to carry it over there to the car park and just start cleaning them. Some sailors still out there today. Looks quite nice, but I don't fancy doing all this de-rigging when it gets colder. So yeah, we're getting there. We need to release the bottom as well now, honey.
Yeah.
Just so that we know which hole it was in before, but we can adjust this next year if we feel like it. If we feel like expert sailors, which we're not. Yeah. Ropes and sails everywhere. Got all the sails off now. It's not pretty, but got it done. And now I'm just getting the ropes out of the way. So I thought, actually, I'll take the topping lift off at the back there, the rope that goes from the back of the mast to the back of the boom to the top of the mast. And then I'm also going to take the halyards up. And basically, I'm just using a bit of thin rope here because I'd rather sacrifice this thin rope in the winter and have that exposed to the sun and snow and whatever, and have the ropes in the mast, but should be fine like that, I think. I've just got to cut this a little bit now, and hopefully the rest of this rope should be enough to take to tie the Jenica halyard on, and then the jib halyard on as well, so I can take those up and then tie them off down here as well. So I haven't got any ropes exposed to the weather. This boat's going to be wrapped over the winter, so all the ropes on the deck and everything will all be inside the wrapping, so that shouldn't cause too much of a problem. Goddamn bird crap everywhere. Like I said, sorry about the wind noise. I've forgotten all my camera equipment today, GoPros, everything, so I'm just doing it on the phone. So we'll see what this turns out like. Well, we're both cleaning now the sail, just to get all the bacteria off, but I don't think there's that much bacteria, really. Yeah, where we broke the batten here, there was a hole that's punctured in the side here, and the batten actually broke off, snapped off here inside. So we just need to. Actually, it might just push into there, but we'll check it out. And something must be wrong with it anyway. There must be a pin in it missing or something. But the problem is that there's the jib sail. We did that earlier, but we need to get it into our little car there. So yeah, we need to learn how to fold sails properly, but all we want to do at the moment is just get these sails home first of all, so we can lay them out, dry them out, and then fold them up. But it might be a bit of a challenge. We could have done with a nice dry area for a whole day maybe, and so that they could dry out flat, but there we go. You don't always have all the resources in the world. So the plot thickens with these battens. There's a pin that goes through here, and a pin that goes through there, and they just link together. So that part actually wasn't broken, but somehow it came undone in the sail, so we've had to kind of manipulate it out of the sail. But I think we need we definitely need a new batten here. It hasn't actually lost that much strength, but it didn't do it much good when it was bent over. I don't know, I'll check the price and see how much they are. But here, yeah, there must be a pin inside under this tape. How that came out on the other batten, I don't know, or whether they forgot to do it. One or the other. But anyway, I think it caused a hole in our sail, so yeah, we just need to fix that hole, get the sail looked at, and maybe replace the telltales on the sail as well, and a few other bits and pieces, a little bit of stitching's come loose here and there, but just needs a little bit of a maintenance session basically. But yeah, so Tanja was taking stuff to the car, and she some woman just came along and said, "Oh, is this yours?" It's just a life jacket floating around in the water, so apparently, look at it, it's just full of water now.
Yes.
So she gave up on taking things to the car, so just throws it in the water instead.
I literally didn't see it fall off the trolley.
Yeah. So all the covers are off now, spray hood's off. I've also taken the jib furler off as well, just to stop that getting mouldy. As I said last week, I've still got to attach ropes to the two halyards, so I can take those up and just put sacrificial ropes on them for the winter. If we go down, yeah, that was dripping, so that's just there, but everything's off now. The spray hood's down here, so it can dry off a little bit more. It wasn't that damp anyway. Covers, we want to try and leave as much ventilation on this side and this side as possible, so the cushions are coming off on the sides, the air can get underneath then, that's not a problem. Some things still need to come off, but the winterization's been done by Goshage this year, by Anders at Goshage, so they need to still be able to get under the beds there, to get to the pumps and disconnect the hoses and everything like that. So for the first year, we're just gonna trust the job to be done professionally. So yeah, beds are all on their sides so they can air out as well. The hot water tank's under here, so that needs to be disconnected and fully emptied, I guess. And under here, the diesel tank is under this bed, so that all needs to be shut off and everything. What else? And then Tanja was so amazed with herself with this idea actually, and it's a pretty good idea to stop all the ropes getting wet and moldy and everything. She's just hung all the ropes up in the cabinets there. So maybe it's a good idea, maybe it's not. Yeah, but I don't know what's going to happen on the first winter inside this boat, really. I don't know how damp it's going to get, but earlier on, actually, some Robert, who has a boat just up the pontoon here, he showed us on his Duffore, and what he's done is actually installed a permanent dehumidifier on the boat. So he runs that off 220 volts, so he just has it plugged into land power basically. Runs a dehumidifier all the time, so it just keeps the boat very dry in the winter, which can really save a lot of hassle, I think. And there's only one more trip we've got to do back to the boat once it's on land, and really take all the last bits and pieces off, because we've filled up the car again. Damn, we need a bigger car for this boating business. Like, just a small Golf is sometimes not big enough to take all the stuff. We have to do multiple trips, but that's the way it goes. Yeah. The winterization of the engine as well is going to be done by Goshage. Love to be able to see that as well. I've winterized boat engines before. I did it on my Volvo Penta 4.3 V6 on the old powerboat, but it's a bit different on the sailboat, and it's a bit different in Sweden as well. My last boat was in the warm haul, so it didn't have to be winterized that much because it was at 20 degrees the entire winter. But yeah, this winter, this one's going to be outside, so it could potentially go down to -30 in Stockholm. Yeah, you need to get the water out of everything, like really in great detail or in great depth, because if that water freezes, it's going to wreck something, especially the engine. It really needs 100% glycol in it just to keep the block from freezing and cracking. So I'm going to leave a professional to do that this year, and then it's insured. But maybe later, as I get more confident with this engine and really have time to have a look around with it, I'll do it myself. What are you doing, honey?
I'm mopping the sail. Well, actually, at the moment it's the gym.
So guys, welcome to my office. We've turned it into a sail loft on a Sunday afternoon Because when we got all the sails down yesterday and we cleaned them off, cleaned them with detergent and whatever, there was no way that they were drying in 2 to 4 degrees of weather. Well, we would have been out there for hours basically. So we had to fold them up, get them in the car, took them home, and then I came up with this idea that we need a space that's clean, that's big, so they can dry. But I didn't anticipate. I thought in this space here I could get the entire mainsail and the jib sail, no problems whatsoever. But you don't realize how big sails are until you get them out and lay them out on the floor. Like, this is huge. I'm just trying to put chairs underneath as well now, just to really dry them out, and so we can fold them up and put them away for the winter. But look at this. This is insane. Oh, we need a better method of doing this. Next year, I think what we'll do is we'll actually clean, as we lower the sails, we'll actually clean the sails on the way down and scrub them, and then on the way up, wash them all off so that they can dry on the boat, and then we take them down, fold them up, and just put them on the boat for the winter. But this has been a ridiculous amount of effort trying to get these sails in my car as well. I only have a Volkswagen Golf, but need a van really for this. There's some little repairs that also need to be done to the sail. Just little things as well. I mean, look, with the telltales, they're starting to wear a bit, especially on the edges. Like, what do? Do you sew new ones into this, or yeah, I'm not sure. Perhaps it doesn't need new ones this year, but definitely next year. I think she's been sailing a lot this year in the charter. She did, yeah, look at this one. This one is probably well on its way out. It's frayed. I need to fix it somehow. I'm not sure how yet. But yeah, she did 5 weeks on charter this year, and she sailed from Germany. We sailed across to Åland. We did Finland as well, and then all the way back again. So she's done a fair amount of sailing. And she will see the wear and tear. We are not doing this again. This was far too much effort.
You're definitely not walking on the sail with your shoes.
Oh dear.
Get off! Off, off, off!
What a day, what a day. We'll need to see what warranty actually comes with the Elvstrom sails, whether this is just wear and tear or whether it is actually a warranty issue. So that was mission success with the folding of the mainsail and the jib sail. So it takes a long time to dry those things, so I mean, luckily I've got a nice dry office that I can put them in over the weekend, and then I can wrap them up in the sail bags yeah, next week. But, wasn't too bad using that method in folding. It was pretty successful. So yeah, they're drying a bit at the moment, and then I'm going to pack them up next week. Okay. Well, thanks for watching another tech episode by us. And yeah, see you next time. Thanks then.